Hey friends, welcome to another special Hormone Hot Topics episode of the podcast. If you've been listening to this series, you might be thinking, is it Thursday already? No, you're okay. It's not your hormonal brain fog. I am actually releasing this episode on a Tuesday, my regular episode day, because I'm in Europe, y'all! Yes, the bucket list vacation I booked 2 years ago for my 26th wedding anniversary is finally here. I cannot wait to relax, unplug, and just chill. So good for the hormones, by the way. But before I powered down my MacBook for 2 weeks, I batch recorded a couple of episodes to share with you while I'm gone. This week, I'm sharing another juicy episode of my Hormone Hot Topics summer series, where I discuss all the perimenopause, menopause, and post-menopause headlines making the news. And spoiler alert, I have received such incredible feedback from you guys on this series that I'm actually going to add it to my permanent podcast lineup. I cannot wait to get into all the hot goss today, including got menopause? Take a cold plunge. What a recent study reveals about cold water submersion and hormonal symptom relief. Age schmage. The 30-minute-a-day habit that improves your health and life expectancy. Plus, 90210 alum Jennie Garth, I just love her, gets candid about arthritis and why the 52-year-old celebrity blames her aches and pains on perimenopause. I can't wait to weigh in on all of these hot hormone topics and more. So get cozy and grab your favorite beverage with an extra scoop of ice, and I'll be back to stir the tea in a hot minute. Welcome to Are You There, Midlife? It's me, Monica. Hi, I'm Monica Topetti, wife, mom, health coach, and hormone imbalance survivor. And I'm on a mission to help women in midlife balance hormones naturally without drugs, doctors, or divorce. Are you tired of dealing with heavy, painful periods that look like a crime scene? Are you sick of struggling with anxiety, fatigue, or brain fog that... What was I just saying? Are you frustrated doing all the things to lose weight but still packing on pounds faster than a real housewife changes Birkins? Girl, you are in the right place. Join me each week as I spill the tea on what to expect in perimenopause and beyond. From IBS to insomnia, bloating to funky body odor, I'll unpack all the weird stuff happening inside our midlife bodies. Plus, give you the latest science and holistic solutions to manage it all. So ditch the Spanx and hop on board the Hot Mess Express. Let's do this. So unless you're social media adverse or you've been taking a TikTok detox this summer, you've probably at least heard of cold plunges, right? These days it seems like everyone's diving into the trend. Diving, see what I did there? Soaking in ice cold water to reduce workout soreness, boost energy, and more. But this is more than just a trend. According to the latest research from the University of College of London, taking a cold plunge also helps relieve menopause symptoms like hot flashes by constricting blood vessels and slowing blood flow, while increasing circulation to the brain, heart, and lungs. This can provide immediate relief for many women dealing with hot flashes, as well as other vasomotor symptoms including night sweats, dizziness, and heart palpitations. In addition, researchers have further concluded that cold water swimming and cold water plunges in general also can help reduce anxiety, irritability, and mood swings, fight brain fog, relieve inflammation, and improve sleep. The study featured about 1,100 women who regularly swam outdoors in cold water, half of which were in menopause. The women were then asked to complete a 42-question survey, which the researchers then analyzed. Prior to the study, researchers had already observed the benefits of even mild cold exposure and its effects on the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the system in our body that's largely responsible for how we respond to stress and anxiety. But it turns out that cold water exposure also triggers the release of stress hormones like adrenaline that can improve our mental alertness. And that's good news for any woman dealing with hormonal brain fog. Cold plunges have also been found to be effective at relieving pain and inflammation in the body by boosting the release of endorphins, which are natural pain relievers. Swimming in cold water, cold plunges, or even taking a cold shower have also been shown to improve immunity by increasing our white blood cell count. Those are the cells responsible for fighting infection. In fact, a study out of the Netherlands found that people who just took one cold shower daily were nearly 30% less likely to miss work due to sickness. So how cold does a cold plunge need to be to reap the benefits? Pretty cold. On a scale of 1 to freezing your butt off, true cold plunges need to be below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. But they can also be as cold as 38 degrees. So if you're game to try it, the important thing to do is start slow and build up a tolerance. Because although some women experience immediate relief from their menopausal symptoms, results are fairly cumulative, meaning repeated cold exposure is going to give you the best results. So if you're a beginner, start plunging 1 to no more than 2 times per week to give your body a chance to recover. Then progress to about 2 to 3 times per week when you are ready. And do you really need to go to a spa or buy your own fancy cold plunge tub to get the benefits of cold exposure therapy? Absolutely not. If you live close to an ocean, lake, or river, you've got access to the world's largest cold plunge tub for free. Or you can reap some of the benefits by MacGyvering your own cold plunge tub of sorts. There's 2 alternatives. One, you can take an ice bath, or you can take a cold shower. Now, they're not going to be quite as effective as a true cold plunge because swimming in natural cold waters or plunging completely in a specialized tub immerses your entire body. Also, it's difficult to sustain the necessary water temperature of 39 to 59 degrees Fahrenheit. But even rubbing your face with an ice cube can expose you to the sensation of coldness, and that can provide some stress relief. So what's my hot take? I might be willing to dip my toe into this trend. Emphasis on might. To be honest, the thought of intentionally getting into a freezing cold tub of water, even if it is to improve my health, kind of freaks me out. Although there was that one month this summer when my AC died, and all I had were these 2 little portable Insignia air conditioning units to cool off my entire house in 100-degree heat. I probably would have set up my desk in a cold plunge tub if I had one. When I first heard about cold plunges, I thought it was the new ice bucket challenge. Do you remember that? There were like a ton of videos on social media of athletes and celebrities and reality stars, you name it, voluntarily getting doused in ice cold water for charity. Yeah, that was a hard pass for me. But then I did a little more research on cold plunging, and it turns out that this trend has actually been around since 3500 BC. It just took a bunch of affluent wellness enthusiasts like Tony Robbins, Joe Rogan, Tim Ferriss, and yes, even Gwyneth Paltrow to make it a thing. My personal issues with cold water aside, I can't ignore the science here. Cold plunging works for a lot of things, and not just hormones. It can improve your immunity. It can prevent delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS. That's the muscle pain and stiffness you sometimes feel after a new or really tough workout. And it may even help slow the progression of some neurodegenerative diseases. Like any wellness practice, though, not everything is for everybody. Extreme cold temperatures can be harmful to people with heart disease, high blood pressure, respiratory issues, or thermoregulation issues. So make sure to get the go-ahead from your doc before you decide to try. There's actually a cold plunge tub at the studio where I get spray tanned. If I decide to take the plunge, I'll be sure to follow up and let you know how it went. So who doesn't want to live longer or age healthier? As Gen Xers near retirement, yep, the oldest of us turns 60 next year, preventing chronic illness and increasing longevity has finally entered our conversation, sandwiched in between anti-aging treatments and caring for elder parents who maybe didn't take such good care of themselves. According to a 2017 health and longevity survey of Gen Xers, and those are people born from 1965 to 1985, more than half of us are worried about getting older. And we're also worried that our poor lifestyle choices may prevent us from reaching old age. While the average American life expectancy is 78.8 years old, over 50% of us want to live past 90, and more than a quarter of us want to live past 100. So what if I told you that investing just 30 minutes or 3% of your day in one simple habit could not only help prevent you from developing a chronic illness, but add years, literally, to your life? Want in on the secret? It'll cost you, but I promise you can afford it if you're willing to sweat. Because the one simple habit science has proven to reduce our risk of dying by any cause by 32% is, drumroll please, exercise. According to the World Health Organization, lifestyle-related conditions that are preventable, like cardiovascular disease, lung disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and yes, even cancer, account for nearly 75% of all deaths worldwide each year. That's 17 million of which happen before the age of 70. So dedicating some time to a healthy, active lifestyle now can really go a long way in preventing or delaying these conditions. But according to the director of the Center of Aging at the Mayo Clinic, not just any exercise will do. What's best? A combination of resistance training and aerobic exercise. Aerobic to give you cardiovascular, brain, metabolic, and pulmonary or lung health benefits, and resistance to maintain physical function and prevent frailty in old age. And effort matters too. You should exercise at a moderate to vigorous level, with moderate being about a level 5 or 6 out of 10, meaning you should be on the verge of being a little short of breath, and vigorous being a level 8 or 9, which should make you feel fatigued. But you don't have to be just active in the gym. Adding little bits of exercise or activity throughout your day and having fewer periods of rest can also improve your health and increase your longevity. And even if you've never been into exercise or have a pretty sedentary job, it is never too late to do something. Studies show that exercise has clear health benefits in slowing down disease progression, even in 90-year-olds. So what's my hot take? This one's a no-brainer. Exercise is not only essential in preventing many lifestyle-related conditions that I mentioned and increasing longevity, it is essential to optimizing hormone production. And that's why it's one of the 7 pillars I include in my holistic coaching program for women who want to balance their hormones naturally. Incidentally, it's also the only fountain of youth I know of that can truly turn back time and reduce your age, your biological age, that is, by up to 9 years, according to a Brigham Young University study. Name a cosmetic procedure that can do that. You also can't beat the price of admission. Just 30 minutes or 3% of our day? I spend more time than that just scrolling on my phone or online shopping. And speaking of scrolling on my phone, did you see the post by Jennie Garth earlier this month when she got really candid about how menopause and severe body pain were crushing her motivation to stay active? According to the 52-year-old Beverly Hills 90210 alum, she has to force herself to hit the gym, saying, "It feels like my body is fighting against me." She went on to describe her menopause journey as, quote, "a massive cyclone that comes into your life and just does all kinds of destruction," end quote. Who can't relate to that? Garth apparently started working out with a trainer after being diagnosed with osteoarthritis at age 45 when she was in perimenopause. Osteoarthritis, or OA, is the most common form of arthritis, according to the Mayo Clinic, and it occurs when the protective cartilage that cushions the ends of our bones wear down over time. Symptoms include pain, stiffness, and swelling, as well as other symptoms that can limit mobility. Hormonal imbalances can increase your risk of developing osteoarthritis. While OA is more common in menopausal women due to decreasing estrogen levels, which can then accelerate osteoarthritis, other hormones can also expedite developing the condition, including low progesterone or progesterone deficiency and low testosterone. Progesterone affects bone metabolism and can have a protective effect on cartilage, while testosterone can influence both bone density and metabolism. "I just keep working these joints out," said Garth to People magazine. "I just keep working these joints so there is no sedentary time for the arthritis to creep back in anywhere I don't want it." So what's my hot take? First off, I feel for Jennie, don't you? I know that feeling when your body is betraying you and all you can do is just keep on keeping on and pray that it'll pass. I'm also thinking maybe I should slide into her DMs and give her a little advice from the cheap seats. Because while exercise is super important for managing osteoarthritis symptoms and preventing it from getting worse, there's a lot of other things she could do to holistically reduce inflammation, including eating a diet high in antioxidants, cooking primarily with olive oil, cutting back on grilled, fried, or broiled meats, and supplementing with vitamin C and omega-3 fatty acids. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, especially if her osteoarthritis is caused by a hormone imbalance like low estrogen, progesterone deficiency, low testosterone, or even adrenal fatigue. I work with so many women who come to me complaining of aches and pains in their muscles and joints as a symptom of inflammation. But once we start working together to balance their hormones and essentially hit the reset button on their body, it's amazing how much better and pain-free they feel. And speaking of hormones, I want to do a quick end of summer check-in with you. How are you feeling? I mean, really. It's okay. You can be honest. Did you maybe go a little crazy over the summer and just haven't quite been able to recover? Are you feeling like something is still just off? Even though you've been trying to eat clean, exercise more, maybe you even gave up your evening glass of wine? Or maybe it's your period, your sleep cycle, or your mood that seems to be completely out of sync. Maybe you've noticed you've been snapping at the kids a little bit more or getting into more arguments with the hubby. If you're between the ages of 35 and 65 and you're dealing with perimenopause or menopause or even post-menopause symptoms that are impacting your mood, your energy, your productivity, maybe even your weight, you may have a hormonal imbalance. And contrary to what your doctor may be telling you, or what your lab results show. It's not normal. It's not just part of getting older. And you don't have to just suck it up, buttercup, and deal with it. You can balance your hormones, alleviate your symptoms, and get back to feeling like you again, naturally. And it all starts by clicking the link in today's show notes and taking my free hormone quiz. Developed by 3 functional medicine doctors, this self-assessment uses something called hormone symptom profiling to evaluate your age, menstrual cycle, and symptoms for 7 of the most common hormonal imbalances in women in midlife. It's quick, it's easy, and it's scary accurate. And best of all, it's going to give you the clarity you need to finally understand which of your hormones are out of whack so you can start feeling better, looking better, and living your best life. So what do you think? I want to hear your hot take on today's topics. Have you taken the plunge into cold plunging? What was it like? I would love to hear all about it. Just click the hot takes link in today's show notes and leave me a message. I'd also love to hear any topic suggestions or requests you have for our Hot Hormone Topics series because, surprise, it's coming back. The people have spoken, LOL. And some of the episodes in this series have been my most popular yet. So I'm keeping it. Meet you back here next week for another episode of the show. Until then, hashtag hot takes, hashtag trending, hashtag hormones making headlines. Hey friend, can I call you friend? Because I already feel like we're friends in my head. Did this podcast teach you something, make you laugh, or feel less like an alien? If so, I would be so incredibly grateful if you could take just 60 seconds to rate, review, and subscribe. That is the #1 way you can thank me and support the show. Until next week, stay cool and keep away from sharp objects.